Prop 55.
55.
Dan, what do you got 55 for me?
55 is the extension of the Proposition 30 income tax. So, little quick backstory. In 2012, California voters passed a critical initiative called Prop 30 to tax the wealthy to help pay for education. With me so far?
Yes.
Okay. So that initiative is now set to expire, and Prop 55 would just extend the tax on the wealthy for another 12 years. And let me say that Prop 55 would extend the tax on the wealthy for another 12 years. If passed, Prop 55 would raise up to $11 billion for schools, community colleges, and healthcare programs.
Wow. I'm super excited for our guest for this prop. She's a new friend and coworker at Upworthy, where we both work. And of course, the disclaimer is necessary. The views expressed herein are not representative of Upworthy in any way, shape, or form. So, Tulika Bose, hi.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing
Thanks for
well.
coming on. So, talk to us about 55.
Okay, so first of all, I'll say if you're going to vote no on 55, you may be a terrible person, or you might also be worried about an over-reliance on high earners, which is what some opponents of Prop 55 say. However, I definitely do think that everyone should vote yes on 55. Right now, it's got a 60% approval rating. There isn't really a significant movement to oppose it. And I will say it does affect, 1.5% of Californians only in terms of top income brackets. It only affects you if you're making $250,000 filing individually or $500,000 filing jointly.
Do we?
No, sweetie, we don't make that. We don't earn that yet.
We don't. Okay, we're just making sure.
Yeah. So
Not yet.
Yeah, so it won't affect you, but even so, what I do want to emphasize too is that there are no new increases with this proposition. So there are no tax increases, which means you're just going to basically keep things as they are. However, if this proposition was not to go through, then you would see about $4 billion annually in cuts to our schools, and that would be devastating. You would have unbelievable increases in class sizes. You would have massive layoffs of teachers. You would have a lot of younger students that also couldn't afford community college because you would have tuition increases there. And let's not forget that Prop 55 would also allocate $2 billion per year to lower funded healthcare programs. So,
I mean, I was already planning to vote for it before, but you just made me so depressed about the possibility of not voting for it.
Yeah.
You basically just described to me a world without bees.
That's happening. That's actually happening.
It's massively depressing.
Yes, yeah, it's really depressing. What I also really want to do is talk a little bit about California before Proposition 30, right? So when Proposition 30 was passed, which is kind of the precursor to Proposition 55, a lot of people thought that would not pass because that at that point was an actual tax increase. And it's really important to know that in California at that time, during the Great Recession, we lost about 30,000 teachers in our public schools.
Wow.
We completely
Here come
gutted.
the bees again.
Yeah, we completely gutted our public schools. We lost a lot of art and music programs in California where we have a strong creative industry. And that was devastating. And that's, I think, the loss to the public schools was why Proposition 30 was even allowed to pass in the first place. So Prop 55 to me seems like a no-brainer.
Now, the supporters, like you're saying, say that it, in addition to all the reasons to vote for it, they say that it bars the use of education revenues for administrative costs.
That's right.
Which I really enjoy.
You
I like
enjoy
that the money. Well, the money goes directly to where it's advertised that it's going to be used.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. There's absolutely very clear stipulations on it not being used for anything like, extra administrative bulk, which, I think people were worried about, and that's a really good thing.
And the other thing I really like about Prop 55, unlike Prop 51, Proposition 55, the local communities get to decide how the money is spent.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, I think that we're all on the same page here.
Oh, and the opposition.
Let me guess.
The Republicans.
Yes.
California Republican Party.
Classic.
Yes, they do. So here's the thing. I've actually read a lot of rebuttals. I was very curious to see why people would have any reason, to do this, because it really does make you sound like a horrible Scrooge type person if you were to say no. So I've heard arguments ranging from an over-reliance on high earners in California. They say things like, there's a pretty specific statistic about the percentage of the tax revenue that's generated by high income earners for this particular proposition. And they say that, if for some reason we don't have that amount of high earners, that would affect the rate. So I've actually heard an argument that's more in favor of increasing the sales tax over the income tax.
Yeah, but the sales tax disproportionately affects the poor.
Exactly.
And it's already at like 10%. I mean,
Yeah.
Massachusetts is 5%. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Ooh, if you live in Los Angeles, measure M. I may be using that argument against myself.
Oh, that's going to be great. I can't
Yeah.
wait to watch that. So we are saying for Proposition 55, your recommendation, Tulika, is to
Yes.
vote yes. Dan?
Absolutely.
Do it for the children. It's a yes on 55.
I'm going to say yes on 55. And that's it.
Yes on 55. It never feels good.
It never feels you look like
Can you show me how to do it?
you look like a mentally challenged Uncle Sam.
What?
When you're like,
All right, show me how to do it.
you just look at the camera. You're like, yes, I'm 55.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Yes on 55.
No. You got to have the finger up more like a
Oh, like this?
like Dean Capizano.
Quarter posse?
Katie, panna cotta. That's it.